everyone, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Bodor and I'm the driver of the WA51 speed car that you can see behind me. In today's video I'm just going to take you through a short step-by-step tutorial on what it takes to start one of these 400 horsepower speed cars. And since we're talking about horsepower, here is a close-up look of everything. RSIS Slinger engine, 166 cubic inches, 4-cylinder, and it's putting out about 400 horsepower. Everything is lightweight, basically as light as it can be, and in total, at the end of the night, when I go across the scales, I have to weigh at least 476 kilograms. Now, step one of the procedure. I've just rolled out onto the track, the John Day Utes behind me, ready to push start me. What I need to do in the car is step one, lift this gear lever up into the up position. This has now locked the car into gear. Speed cars are direct drive, so you're either in gear or you're out of gear. That's the only two options you have. Step two, I need to turn my fuel tap down. This has now turned the fuel supply from the tank to the engine on. So fuel is running from the tank to the motor. Now I'm sitting in the car, I have to have my foot hard on the brake pedal. Unlike sprint cars, I can't start the car without my foot on the brake. Speed cars have a smaller diff than a sprint car, so you need your foot on the brake, otherwise your gears can shatter and it will shatter your diff. So I have my foot hard on the brake, John Day Utes behind me, and that leads into the next step. Next step, the John Day Ute will start pushing me. From here, I will flick my gauge switch down, that will turn my gauges on. The wheels, I can feel skidding underneath me. They'll skid for about 5 seconds or so. It's only a couple moments. Next minute they'll start turning. I'll take my foot off the brake. That will turn the wheels even more, and that will flick my oil pressure up. Once the oil pressure starts to rise, I'll leave it for another 5 seconds and then eventually flick my ignition switch. That will get the engine started. I'll give it some gas and drive away. Now the race is over, I need to do the shut off procedure. First step is to put this gear lever down, and that has now taken the car out of gear. The engine's now idling, and I can either choose to leave it idling or I can shut the car off. To shut the car off, I need to lift my fuel tap up. That is cutting the fuel supply from the tank to the engine. Doing that also drains the lines out. You don't want to leave methanol in the lines, otherwise it can turn to a powder and a jelly substance, and that's really bad for your motor. So now that the fuel tap's off, the engine revs are going to start picking up because there's no fuel going to the motor. And once the engine revs pick up, what I'll do is I'll wait a little bit and then flick my ignition switch. This has now turned the engine off, and just from here, last step I need to do, flick my gauge switch, turns my gauges off, and that's it. And there you have it. That's how you start a 400 horsepower speed car. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you haven't already, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It means so much. I also have merchandise available now. I have screen printed and I have Sublime. Massive thank you to Aaron and Blue Water Shipping, and also to Craig and Mitch at Empire Graphics. The boys have done an awesome job. The new design looks absolutely killer. I'll have merchandise available at the back of my trailer every meeting, but if you can't make it trackside, don't worry. Just message me at Bodor Motorsport on Facebook and Instagram, and we'll get merchandise shipped out to you. Again, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you at the first meeting.